Just this morning at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in Alexandria, Virginia, Attorney General Eric Holder announced that the Justice Department has a new national strategy to combat child exploitation. The term child exploitation covers crimes associated with producing, receiving, or possessing child pornography, online enticement of children, commercial sexual exploitation of children, child sex tourism, and sexual exploitation of children in Indian country. The new national strategy builds on a program called Project Safe Childhood that for the past 4 years has been focusing on investigating and prosecuting child exploitation crimes. Recently, the Department of Justice conducted a threat assessment to determine and developed a national strategy and reported to Congress. The threat assessment measures what we have accomplished, and the report to Congress defines where we need to go. The threat assessment shows that while we have done much to combat child exploitation crimes, we have much more work to do. The data shows not only dramatic increases in the frequency of exploitation, but also an evolution in the violent character of the abuse, a trend towards younger victims, and a growing threat posed by those who would exploit children for commercial gain. These disturbing developments demand that here in our communities, we act with the full force of the Department of Justice and our partners across agencies, across jurisdictions, across state lines, and national borders. There is incredible work being done by local, state, and federal law enforcement, along with state and federal prosecutors, but the Attorney General has called upon us to do more, to share information, and to ensure full cooperation to get the best possible results on behalf of these children who have been victimized.
Locally in the Western District of North Carolina, the U.S. Marshals Service will work with the sheriff's offices in the Western District to identify and apprehend their most dangerous non-compliant sex offenders. We do have some candidates or fugitives that we are looking at here in the Western District, again in conjunction with the local sheriff's offices. The local sheriff's office in North Carolina hold the registry. They maintain the sex offender registry. So it is vital to us, in partnership with them, that they work with us to target these individuals, the individuals who are the most violent and predatory non-compliant sex offenders.
Well, I think it's going to give our investigators more of an information base to where they can kind of narrow the scope of the people who they are looking at. By their behavior, by what they do online, they will be able to go in and tell a little better who is more at risk of committing a serious predatory act on a child. They basically went in and did it more in a searching method for people who were soliciting online for activity with children, and hopefully this database will help narrow that scope just a little bit and make their work a little more focused.
What we are always seeking to do is to communicate better, coordinate better, share our information, and really look and see what are the trends going on, especially in a crime that has a technology basis to it. And so what this does is look at that data. I think having a national database is a big difference to be able to share not just nationally but internationally.
I think it's going to be a tremendous help. Now when we look at the crimes that happen and take place in Buncombe County and could possibly happen in Buncombe County, nothing concerns me more than to think that we might have a child predator out there that might initiate a child abduction. Those are the kind of people that we want to put the most emphasis in getting off the street.